This is Slashy here at the International 3, and I'm here with Navi's Puppey, who took out Orange 2-1 in the first round of the playoffs. Close series. You guys ended up losing the first game, making your fans a little bit worried going into that series. What happened in that first game?
We weren't that prepared, maybe. They had a really good strategy against us. I'm guessing they did do like some homework and stuff, but I think it's more about it that it was the first game of the whole international playoffs, and you have to go into this booth, and everybody's fearing themselves a lot. Like, you could see it from the plays. You could see that people feared to do the moves, and communication was horrible because of the psychological fact that everything's like, oh my God, we're doing this, we're playing this game, right? So at least we lost the first game. We kind of understood that that was happening, so we kind of brought the thing on Orange. So yeah.
Now, I talked to Dendi yesterday, and he said although he's been kind of not making too many predictions about the future, he's saying the playoffs were a new deal rather than the group stages. Were there any nerves going to that first game against Orange?
No, not really. I think our picks were fine. All of the games that we had, we were ahead in our heads. Doesn't matter in what is in their heads or what is in overall. I think we were fine with everything that we were prepared for the games, but not to the booth itself, because the booth takes you like somewhere. The booth makes you scared, and it makes you understand that you're playing now for playoff for $1 million. So it kind of gets some heroes like tied under in the mix again, because they're scary. The Ravage is scary. I gotta agree.
What was the main things that led you to turn it around in games 2 and 3?
Knowing about this, because we didn't really talk about first the game much, because we understood we could have won it. We could have maybe done some things differently. We could have went maybe easy lane, let them farm with the alchemist. Who cares? But we didn't, and we didn't want to even talk about it. Not really. We just talked about little things, what we could have done in the game, in the progress. But overall, it's like, oh, well, let's forget about it. We now know that it's much more psychological than we think. And let's just do what we can do best and not think of, just chill. Just talk to each other more and chill. Pretty much it.
Now, Tongfu ended up beating Fnatic in the other match 2-0, so you guys are going to play them next in the winners bracket semifinals. What are your thoughts going into that game?
I gotta think about it today. Tongfu, in my opinion, are the best Chinese team in whole China. It was a big matchup in Alienware when we played them, and yeah, this team is going to be very hard to beat, and we're going to have to take a day to think about how to beat them the best.
Now, speaking to Dendi and Loda yesterday, they both told me that this year, as opposed to the other years, it's much more even between the North American and European teams in China than it ever has been before. Do you feel the same, and why do you think that the difference is so small now when it wasn't the last few years?
I don't really know what to say about how it happened. I think, no, let's say like this, that I know why it happened, but most likely the fact I don't know the mentality of every player has, but the way it happened was that there are a lot of tournaments in Europe these days. There are a lot of tournaments in Europe. I think what was in China was that, first of all, official matches are the best practice. They just are. You can practice as much as you want in Clan Wars, but the official matches will mean much more. If you lose an official match, you will learn a lot. If you lose a Clan War, you might learn something, and it's fine, but the official matches are the most important thing. And Europe and North America have been playing constantly. They have official matches every day, like 6 of them. And that's a lot of practice. And that is a lot of practice. And when teams have this capability of doing that all the time, you already have the skill gap, rising. About China and about Europe is that I think something happened with IG, because IG was the main team that kept China strong. Even if they were winning every Chinese team, it wasn't necessarily about that China was strong and IG was strong. It was the fact that IG showed so much to the Chinese what to do. They showed so much things, and And when this thing goes down, they won't have anybody to learn from. Then came out LGD, but LGD, in my opinion, they were never about the play. They were about the team. They were about the decisions of heroes. So IG made you practice, I think. IG made people practice because you could not beat IG by just playing. You would have to think so many things how to beat them because they would outplay you. And when IG fell down, stuff like that stopped becoming. And of course, there's some other factors of Chinese teams maybe not giving that much, prioritizing European heroes that much, because most of the years it was just Europe copying from China. But tides have turned. There are Europeans, stealing stuff from Chinese stealing stuff from Europeans, especially like the Wisp. So yeah, I mean, Europe does not have an advantage over the Chinese, but it's closer.
IG has had a rough past few months in the Dota scene. Do you believe if they had kept winning leading up to TI3 that the Chinese would have had that advantage that they had in the previous two?
Probably, because IG was a monster team, I think. And when they started losing, European teams started feeling their strength. Alliance felt really good. We felt really good. If we can take the fight away from IG, we already feel like, something is broken. Like we broke them somehow, or, as we can win them. They shouldn't be able to lose that easily sometimes. Not saying that we win them very easily. It's very hard to play Chinese. Every time you win Chinese, it's a hard game. When Alliance came to G1 League, I think it was G1 or G1 League, when they came to play this 44,000 tournament, it looks like everything they're doing is easy. It's not. It's not. It's actually all very nice planned out things that they have. These things made them win easily, but it wasn't easy to come up with these things. It wasn't easy to practice to get to this fucking point. It was very hard. So most of the teams that will win any tournament right now, they will have a hard road no matter who is going to win this tournament. They have a hard road.
Now, you mentioned Alliance, the only team to go undefeated through the group stages yesterday. Dendy told me he was really impressed with the way they were playing. You two have now topped the groups. Lotus said that he didn't want to really predict the future, but he thinks if they keep winning, they will play you in the winners bracket finals. Do you believe that that is a realistic possibility? And how are you going to prepare and your thoughts against Alliance if that match happens?
I do wish that I could play Alliance. I would much more want to play them in the grand finals. I think it's kind of a dream, to be honest, for Navi to play against Alliance in the grand finals, in myself also. I don't care who wins, I hope myself, but the idea is that to show that power of European scene, because we've been craving for it for a long time, and I'm glad that Alliance have showed up and started something like this, and I'm big fans of them. I hope them the best because they really do something amazing. And when we have to play against Alliance at some points, we're gonna have to prepare. We're gonna have to prepare a lot because they're very smart. They're not like a usual team. I've never seen a team be so good with themselves. I think they're a very casual, friendly people, and mixed together with skill, you have Alliance pretty much.
Lastly, you are now here at the third year of the International. It's been 2 years since you won the very first edition of Valve's event. It has grown so much. There's so many people here. It's sold out. There's fans, across the street. Well, there's still a lot more people watching online. There's already been 600,000 people in the group stages. Some people are predicting over 1 million for the finals this year. What do you think about the growth of the International and what Valve has done for this event and Dota 2 as a game as a whole, especially with the release just a few weeks ago?
I don't know. Valve is doing... Oh, Jesus, what a fight is going on. Do you hear that? Huge. Greetings and salutations, AC right here. Valve is doing a great job. I think they're pretty much on top of everything whatever they're doing, whatever they expected, I think they're doing 10% better. You know, they're doing better than expected in every case that they are talking about. I asked them, like, oh, did you think that this would happen? Did you think that it would boom like that? It's like, well, we expected it, but it's gone better than expected, and it's always like that. You know, I always ask Eric some question. It's like, it's better than expected. It's better than expected, and you know, you can see that they're trying real hard. Even, you know, they're just trying real hard. You can see it. It's very, you know, natural for them, because when I asked them about how much do you play the game and how much do you like it, they like it a lot. They love the game, so why not? I mean, it's their baby. They're doing everything to make their baby more successful.
Well, thank you, Puppey. Good luck in the semifinals against Tongfu, and hopefully we will see you against Alliance in that winners bracket finals.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
Stay tuned to GameSpot.com/esports for coverage all weekend long of TI3.